State Senator Tracy Potter here on my deck for another in our series of Grillside Chats in my campaign for the United States Senate in North Dakota. Today I want to talk about the Indian people of North Dakota and the United States and the relationship with the federal government. This has been a big week in Bismarck. The United Tribes International Pow-wow was here for, I believe it's about the 41st year, and it's a tremendous expression of vibrant culture. Oh, that's cool. That's going to be on the Grillside Chat. And that was, I believe, a woodpecker just flew by very fast. Oh, it's distracting. Well, anyway, let's get back to reality then. Talk about United Tribes. Wow, there were thousands of Native Americans here this week. United Tribes is a school here in Bismarck that does an excellent job of preparing Native peoples for occupations and sometimes leading them into careers that go off into other higher educational facilities. And it's a big powwow with a parade and grand entries every day, several of them. I danced in last night and was introduced as the United States Senator from North Dakota. I think that was a little bit of a mistake, but maybe it was just prescience. You know, maybe they know what they're talking about. But at the Tribal Leadership Summit on Wednesday, I spoke. The governor spoke. My opponent for the U.S. Senate. He spoke first, talked about his relationship with the Indian peoples and what he's done as governor. I got up and pointed out that he hadn't said one word about what he'd do as a United States Senator, that it was all about what he'd done as governor. And, of course, he wasn't running for governor. I said, my campaign is to make him finish the 4-year term that he was just elected to 2 years ago. But the crux of what I talked about was the nation-to-nation relationship with sovereign people. That is, every reservation is, in its sense, a nation. It has its own government. And we have a government-to-government relationship with those tribal governments. And we have treaty responsibilities that go back to whenever we occupied this land, bought it, took it, coerced it from the native peoples and put them on reservations that we expected that other people wouldn't want very badly. In some cases, we've even then flooded all their lands, as we did at Fort Berthold, and moved them up into the high ground. And of course, the irony is we moved them up into an area where there's a lot of oil, and today they're developing that oil. But we have a nation-to-nation responsibility here, and these treaty obligations make us responsible, to some extent, as a nation, the United States that is, for the health, the education, the welfare, general welfare, of people living in these reservations. And while North Dakota's economy has been percolating right along, there are pockets of poverty, as I said in my announcement for office, which was those pockets of poverty that I identified are on these reservations. Unemployment ranging between 50% and up to 80%. Youth suicide being epidemic in some places like Standing Rock. Methamphetamine use rising among the young people and causing them to leave some of their traditional ways, to even abuse their elders. These are serious problems, and they need to be addressed. But self-determination and tribal sovereignty remain the key factors. And so it is the responsibility of the United States to ask the tribal governments, what can we do to help? You see, if you're a sovereign people and you have your own government, it's that government that's going to be driving the bus. The federal government can only help provide fuel for the bus. As a United States Senator, I understand that relationship. I understand the history and how we got to where we are today. And I have a commitment to the great law of the Iroquois Confederacy, which is that in our every deliberation, let's consider the effects of our decisions on the next 7 generations. And that resonates in Indian country. And these people are lifting themselves up, and they will. And they'll become even more productive members of our society, while retaining the essential cultural diversity that we have as a nation, this rich tapestry of various cultures that have come together with their own languages, their own ways of looking at life, their own traditions and heritage, all maintained and yet moving together into the future. I want to take the place that Quentin Burdick had in the United States Senate. Byron Dorgan, who is just now retiring, chairman of the Indian Affairs Committee, I should say. I can't be chairman, but maybe I can have Byron's seat on that committee. And so I can